Even before you meet Iron Bull, when Krem first comes to Haven to tell you about the Merc Group, you can already guess what kind of person he would be. The leader of a mercenary company, the Bull's Chargers. He sends a sort of emissary to a heretical military group with the sole purpose to get someone high up to come to the Storm Coast only to see them working. That tells you a lot about his character, yet all of that is thrown over when you actually meet the man and his boobs. Not 5 minutes after meeting him, he tells you that the only reason he made contact with your merry band of misfits is because the Ben Hasrath commanded him, and he says it so casually as well. Hey, I'm the leader of this Merc Group. I'm also religious enforcer for the Qun, technically a spy. How about you hire me, after seeing how miserably I did in that fight because you had to do half the shit on your own? Did I mention I'm also a Qunari spy? A rationally thinking person would turn on their heels and just fuck off in an instant after hearing the words Qunari and spy. But since this is a BioWare game, and all of us love inflicting pain on ourselves, we, of course, hire the 2-meter giant and his tits, as well as the mercs. Everything seems fine as well, until you come to the point of his loyalty mission. Bull gets a letter that the Qunari are considering an alliance with the Inquisition, and all it requires is for them to cover a dreadnought that is supposed to destroy a lyrium shipment. Shit goes wrong and sideways as always, and you end up with a choice. First, you can throw away any sort of chance of an alliance with the Qun by letting the dreadnought die and saving the mercs that up until and following that point are fucking worthless for both gameplay and story. There are, in the base game, only 2 cases where you can see all of them in any sort of role that isn't purely background. The first being when they go Disney on your ass in the tavern in Skyhold, and the second just about 2 minutes before you decide if they die or not. Bull would also declare himself Telver Shoth, meaning that he would be exiling himself from his people, something he has done since his ass left Parvolan. He doesn't exactly scream, "I'm never smiling and want to go holy crusade on your ass," like Sten. And can I just mention how fucking dumb that option is in the first place? Because if you save the mercs, the Qunari dreadnought, one of the most infamous pieces of Qunari military might, gets destroyed. Those are I don't know how many tons of metal floating on water. Why does it get destroyed by fireballs? Do they carry Gatlock on the outside? The second option is the more logical, honestly. Let the damn mercs die and get an alliance with one of the most powerful militaries in the world. I can already hear someone saying, "But we haven't seen the Qunari at work either, so the mercs are a good thing to save." No, they fucking aren't. If we'd see the Qunari Antam at work, we'd have an invasion on our asses. And the last time they invaded, it took a couple exalted marchers from both chantries to lock them into a peace treaty. Let's say you do the logical thing and let the useless people die. You get an alliance with the Qun, the world is bright, and all that shit. Honestly, neither option really affects the rest of the base game. Everything changed when the Qunari attacked. Trespasser has you chase after those idiots for a good few hours, until you reach the moment of truth. The Vidar Sala yells a bit and then orders Bull to attack. One of 2 things will happen. If you did the quest, and went against all logic to save the Chargers, Bull will basically tell the Vidar Sala to go and fuck herself. If you did the quest and let the Chargers die, Bull will comply and attack you. As if that wasn't bad enough, you can't even loot his gear. As a side note here, if you missed the quest, which is very easy to do, it will count him still as a part of the Qun and he will try to kill you as well. Naturally, he fails, because everyone except the Inquisitor is about as useful as a bucket of water in forest fire. From everything I said so far, you might think that I must hate everything about that storyline. But that's not the case, I actually quite like it. As useless as the Chargers are for us as the player, if you think about everything from the character's point of view, it starts to make sense. Bull saved Krem from a group of Tevinter soldiers that wanted to make an example of him for deserting. He lost his eye for someone he just met and asked him if he wanted a job afterwards. The Chargers are his family. Everyone in it is there because they want to be. It's not like the Qun, where you are put into a squad and have to deal with the people, which honestly isn't hard because everything they have on their minds is to serve the Qun. Now put yourself into Bull's mind in this scene. You just got told to let your family die from someone that you considered your friend or even lover, and all of that for an alliance with people you haven't had personal contact with for years at that point. You have to watch your closest friends and family get slaughtered. The only thing for you to do afterwards is go back to the people that you know, the Qun. The Inquisitor let you down by ordering you to let your family die, so you turn back to the people who have not let you down. He goes back to what he's good at, lying.
Nothing personal. boss.
That line is perhaps the most hard-hitting thing he could have said. Nothing personal is already quite ironic, considering that Bull doesn't have any real personality left. Everything is an illusion he puts up to gain the trust of others, but that is still something I could have dealt with. The biggest insult are the 3 letters after that. Bas. Kunlat for thing. Everyone outside the Qun is considered Bas, because they have not been enlightened by the teachings of the Qun. Go watch the video I made on that if you want to know more. After everything you went through with Bull at your side, Adamant, the Fate, the Temple of Mythal, killing Corypheus, the dragons, everything you've done, and yet still he thinks you're unworthy of being Basalit An. And all of that because you betrayed the one time he put his trust in you. Bull wanted to save the Chargers, but he never made a decision for himself, so he hoped you would do it for him. But you let them die. Remember that Bull never left the Qun after the sacrifice of the Chargers. So if you think of the betrayal as not making any sense, remember that Bull's role is his route. Keeper of illusions, liar.